starting with the Murkle Terrace play area. It will date from the 1950s, I suppose, when these houses went up, and is a focal point on the Murkle Terrace and Tower Hill Road flats, in keeping with the egalitarian principles of architecture and home design at the time. It still is mobbed with children, and it does have a wide open grass for ball games. It once included monkey bars and roundabouts, big one swings, little one swings, run along barrels, and it now has two cast iron pipes. The first one toppled at the start of the pandemic, and what is affectionately known as the P tunnel, which must be at least 50 years old. Perfectly good slide, and two sets of swings, six in total, which still have all of their swing seats. The cast iron pipes and the P tunnel are set to be removed shortly. My hope is, with money I'm raising and match funding from the council, to install a picnic bench, which would materials would be bought, and then council department would assemble them for no labour charges. But for that, also a sound surface would be needed. These what used to be all weather surface is now basically moss. So about a third of the acre in size, more or less enclosed, albeit with a dilapidated fence. The Beach Road play area now. Just panning up. One issue with it is free access to steps down which small children could fall, and directly onto a main road and an unsecured gate. It still is thronged, centre of town, focal point for the whole town, but a hodgepodge or wurzel gummidge like collection of units from different eras and different play theories. A lot of litter about, which I come in with the picker for. Two functioning swings and hard area. Other hard areas haven't been treated for so long, and they've got weeds and grass growing through. But it does have a picnic table and an old dilapidated chain fence. Fairly modern, probably early 2000s. Fun seesaw, relaxing seesaw, and a springer there. One big person slide where the twirly whirly used to be, and possibly the oldest play or unit in Thurso, a roundabout, which dates from, I reckon, the 1950s. I'm no spring chicken, and I played on the same model back in the mid-80s. There was a point post-war in which there was basically only one manufacturer of play equipment in the entire country, hence this model being seen all over the country. Broken wood, rotten wood, broken running boards, raised area, little legs could get trapped under them with pots, fractures, a go-go. We were laughing with somebody in Wick who remembers his son getting his head trapped under one of these, which nobody ever believes, but it does happen. Rusted arms, and it really has to go. A new roundabout this size would probably cost about £10,000, and it's fenced off after repeated intercessions from me. Set of 6 swings, but all the swings have been removed for safety. I don't know, it must be unsecure harnesses up there, because otherwise children would have been some quite horrific leg injuries from breaking swings elsewhere in Caithness. But still a fairly intact hard surface. If one thought I had, if something could be done with the support here, or even installing our inclusion swing, because it's directly next to a solid surface, which is good for wheelchairs, unlike grass. But one thing that should be remembered about this is that the whole the Beach Road Gardens consists of the old potting green and the tennis courts as well. So it's well over an acre in size. And strictly speaking, it is Beach Road, not Ulrich Street, as the road extends to the wall. So it's all beside Beach Road. And although the fence, that old cast iron fence, is still sound, it's not very attractive, and there is flaking rust. Clapped out, dilapidated fence, another unrestrained access egress point, which children could run directly out into traffic. It's not so bad now, so usually only a couple of council vehicles passing every so often, but when the old greenhouses and sheds are taken over by Terrace, there will be a lot of traffic here. So another hope of mine is to have, I don't know what you call it, a sheep pen, a baffle fence, a secure fence. Recently installed bicycle racks where there used to be roses, apparently. I've never seen a bicycle planted here. Going to the rest, into the tennis courts, and still used extensively. And you can actually see how old this sign is. Table tennis and putting. Table tennis being held in a pavilion, and putting, I can never remember those. Although I moved to Terrace in '93, I was 17 at the time, so a little bit beyond play, so I didn't necessarily notice play areas. The tennis courts still extensively used, intergenerational. Adults and children playing tennis. It can also be used for. It's also used for ball games, etc., and even skateboarding, as I've seen. And a couple of years ago, when I was at the what's the word? The locality plan, it was proposed to have basketball hoops here. I had an idea that any old unit or any old poles were going to be installed and just planksed in. So asked people who had children on the school basketball team for tips, and was told to get a gladiator, not to get a gladiator, which is basically hoop nailed to the wall, but to get a gooseneck, which is, as it sounds, so looks like a goose's neck, and allows play to go underneath. I priced to, which I think they're about £1,500 each, and but then I said, oh, by the way, you're going to need to get a new fence, because this old chain fence would buckle under the first strike of a ball, and there is no way you could have basketballs whizzing around at A9. And that fence for this area is going to cost you 15,000 or so. Oh, and for that and other reasons, the hoops went up to the high school, which is admittedly much special because it allows the young people to practice during lunch hour, or gives them outdoor play as well, and discourages them from going downtown to order junk food. Unfortunately, I'm given to understand that there's been some intentional damage. Because the issue with the high school's green or playing area, it's open and there can be unrestricted access, not that they mind anyone using them, but there has been some intentional damage, unfortunately. So I think that's about it about the Beach Road area. It and Murkle Terrace are our group's main points of interest, but we're interested in all the play areas in Terrace.